I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review, this time for The Good Dinosaur. This is a Patreon request for Total Meltdown 2. Thank you so much for that. I want to thank everyone who has supported me via Patreon. If you ever want to take a gander at it, the link to my Patreon is down below, as well as the tiers will be on that link down below. Or if you ever want to send in requests via PayPal for review, re-review, commentary, whatever else you send to my PayPal, again, the link to that will be down in the info box. Now, The Good Dinosaur, I had never heard of. Did not even know what this movie was. And it's a 2015 Pixar film, which, is this like the most unknown Pixar movie? Because no one ever talks about this movie. I mean, I think the same amount of time, was it Inside Out or another movie that came out that time period? But this movie, I don't know if it just didn't do that well or what the whole deal is. But The Good Dinosaur, it's a sweet movie. It's a nice, sweet, beautifully animated flick where the setup is, what if the asteroid missed the Earth millions of years later? We now have dinosaurs, but since they didn't get wiped out by the asteroid, they're now, what the hell you call that? Apatosaurus? To me, it looked like a brontosaurus, but Apatosaurus. And they're farmers. They're farming, they're planting, they use their mouth as sprinklers for crops. You have these two parents, and they're born of three kids. You have three kids. And the youngest one is Arlo, who's the youngest, and he's a scaredy cat. And the father's trying to help the kid to make his mark, but the kid gets too afraid. One thing leads to another. The kid dinosaur and this cave boy go down this river. The dinosaur's leg is trapped. The cave boy helps him out. The dinosaur is looking around, what the hell's going on? And pretty much this friendship starts forming, where think of the dinosaur as a human and the cave boy as a dog. That's kind of like the relationship, a boy and his dog. Yeah, actually, yeah, that is. Think of a boy with his dog, but if the boy was a dinosaur and the dog was this little human boy. Which is kind of an interesting idea, mixed in with some really good animation. Very simple, straightforward, short movie. Pretty much their journey for the young dinosaur to get home. There's some nice emotional moments because the dinosaur's dad dies early on. You get a couple recognizable voices. For example, Sam Elliott is part of a group of T-Rexes that you think are dangerous, but they're actually really trying to move their herd of cattle like they were cowboys. I mean, of course, Sam Elliott voices them, of course. or Steve Buscemi, not Buscemi, Steve Zahn, it's Buscemi. Steve Zahn as a group of these pterodactyls that always keep thinking, oh, the flood, the flood, the rain, after this, pretty much after storms happen, they go on pretending like they're doing the work of helping people, saving people, but really they're carnivorous motherfuckers that are going to eat your ass, and not in the good way. And it's pretty much the ups and downs of this journey as these two get to know each other. And I thought the movie did a nice way of showcasing certain things without dialogue. For example, the T-boy never talks, only the dinosaurs, and able to symbolize to the dinosaur that he has no family. None at all, he's by himself, which makes, of course, the Arlo, the dino, sad. And I thought it had its heart in the right place. It's definitely a film that didn't overstay its welcome. Again, the animation, whether during the storm sequences, this one scene where the pterodactyls are coming, you just see the wings clipping through the clouds up above, almost like it was a fin of a shark. Or the sequence where the T-Rexes are fighting these raptors who are trying to fuck up their cattle. Again, nice to hear folks like Sam Elliott in there. Steve Zahn, I don't mind. The actor who voiced the lead Arlo, I thought he did a solid job. He wasn't irritating or annoying or anything. And maybe the kind of the gist of it, you've probably seen other movies, meaning, two trying to be friends, bonding on this journey to get home. But the way it's done, the circumstances are different enough that I thought made it not boring or forgettable, I guess, compared to what critics were saying about it. But yeah, I keep harping on the fact that I thought it was just a nice, sweet little flick. And yeah, its heart was in the right place. Its animation was well done. I forget the exact running time, but it didn't feel long at all. I think if it's not as, how do I put it? It's not as, in my opinion, glorious as, say, Wall-E, which is my favorite Pixar movie. But considering it seems this film 6.7 IMDb, which is pretty low considering other Pixar movies, I don't think it's that nearly as bad as Raymond Ochoa as Arlo. I thought he did fine. Jeffrey Wright was the voice of the mom, and then Frances McDormand. I mean, Jeffrey Wright was the voice of the dad, and Frances McDormand was the voice of the mom. Apparently this went through a lot of production hell and revisions. At one point, John Lithgow was, I think, going to be the voice of the dad, and then some things changed and John Lithgow got replaced by Jeffrey Wright. Apparently there will be even more siblings, but some of that got cut down. They changed Arlo from an older character to a much younger character. It was about a boy becoming a man, and that was part of the story, is that the character finally finds his courage, and by doing so, to overcome these obstacles, and at the end these pterodactyls to save the cave boy, his friend. Well, his pet for most of it, but friend. And I'm looking for the critical response. I mean, I guess it is a decent rating on Rotten Tomatoes, to be fair. Felt it to be the studio's first film explicitly targeted towards children, though it is by no means a bad movie. It's a simple story well told. I agree with that. A middling movie. A sort of sentimentality and emotional reductiveness that make it seem meant for small children as no previous Pixar movie has. One strange, aggressively gross and dark adventure? Inconsistent and weird? The Good Dinosaur is a second level Pixar all the way? This is from Richard Roper. What the fuck was aggressively gross and dark? Inconsistent and weird? You make it sound like a fucking meat or something. Fuck movie did you watch? What was gross and dark about? Like, what was... Gross and dark? What the fuck was gross and dark about the movie? Like, Total Meltdown 2, you request this, you can let me know. What the fuck does he mean, gross and dark? I don't remember any damn thing about that. Never comes together as a coherent whole. It may delight on a scene-by-scene basis, but never comes together as a coherent whole. Fuck you talking about? It develops at the beginning that the character is a fraidy cat that didn't want to kill this keyboard, let her go, was afraid of this little thing. The dad was disappointed, but will do, you know, hey, it's my son, okay. He wasn't a hard ass or a dickhead about it. The dad dies, he gets lost, and then the whole journey is this teachings to become friends and then finally grow a pair, figuratively, not literally, of course, and be a man, to steal a quote from a movie. But yeah, I mean, for a film that doesn't get talked about ever, I didn't think it was... I liked that it was sort of simple and straightforward. And the movie was only an hour and... well... 94 minutes. It didn't feel like it. It felt even shorter than that. This was Pixar's first financial disappointment. Huh. So pretty much the first one that... well, that's bullshit. I mean, considering some of the other fucking shit they did, like, this is better than Cars or Cars 2. I'm not a Toy Story fan, I'll be honest. They're not horrible movies. It's just I can't really get into Toy Story. I would rather watch this again than Toy Story. I don't know why. I just could not get into Toy Story movies. I'm sorry. I didn't see the fourth one because I didn't care about the first three. Yeah, I know those don't piss people off, but I just could not get into Toy Story. WALL-E's my favorite. I like Finding Nemo. I didn't see Finding Dory. Cars 2 is the worst fucking one I've seen. And I'm trying to see what other Pixar films have come out. Sorry I'm not talking as much about the movie, but the movie is pretty straightforward. Kind of appreciated that. Oh, The Incredibles, I reviewed that. I'd rather watch this than The Incredibles again, to be honest. Onward, I didn't see. Coco, I didn't see. I fucking forgot there was a Cars 3. Monsters Inc., I remember having fun. Up, not a bad movie. But I would definitely, Bug's Life, I reviewed that. Wasn't too bad. I reviewed that like a week or two ago. But I would definitely see WALL-E. Honestly, of this list, I would see WALL-E, Finding Nemo, and then this movie for my top 3 Pixar films. Again, its simplicity was kind of refreshing. Because it didn't overindulge on stuff. It didn't overbear with BS that wasn't needed. It didn't try to force itself to be an hour and 50, 2-hour movie like some movies do. It told a story totally straightforward. The voices work. The animation's great. There was some, there wasn't a lot of stupid, fart piss jokes. Unlike, I guess, Richard Roper thinks it's so gross and dark, whatever the hell movie he saw. Always nice to, well, in this case here, Sam Elliott. I'm a big Sam Elliott fan. And it's good for the kids. If you're a father or mother watches, you have kids, definitely check this out with them. And even if not, if you just like a good, straightforward family picture, this is not a bad movie at all. Yeah, it's a nice, sweet little flick. I liked it. But that's just my opinion. Either way, thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you in the next video. Later.